Welcome back to Action Figure Obsession here on the Avian and Loaded channel on YouTube. And I am your old pal, Avian and Loaded. And, Action Figure Obsession. What is an obsession? I mean, for some people, action figures are a hobby. For some people, they're an interest. What are your interests? Well, I'm interested in a horticulture and action figures. And then for other people, it is a nail-biting, sweat-inducing, regret-filled obsession. And here we are. So there in the center of the screen is the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Wave Jamie Madrox, a.k.a. Multiple Man. And there he is. And this, if I was posting this on Reddit, the headline would be Grail Acquired. Or more correctly, Grail Reacquired, because I bought this figure new when it came out in the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Wave, which I think was 2017, if I recall correctly. And I paid $19.99 for it. Yep, $19.99. And then I eventually sold it or traded it. Purged my collection. I'm not collecting X-Men anymore. I'm not collecting Marvel Legends anymore. I'm done with that. I'm all done with it. 1999. Yeah. So Jamie Madrox, X Factor, I believe, leader of 1990s X Factor. The worst part about the reacquisition in this particular case, the absolute worst part of the reacquisition is that it was this price for this figure. I wanted the character. I'm delighted to have this figure back in my collection. But the actual figure itself is on the Bucky Cap mold from 2012. I think it was 2012 when Bucky Cap first came along. He's got the tiny little Bucky Cap feet in there. I've been watching some reviews to reacquaint myself with this before I open it up. He's got the tiny little Bucky Cap feet. He's got the, limited articulation of the Bucky Cap body. It's okay, but it's not great. Do I have a Bucky Cap here on the workbench right now? Like right in front of me? Is there a Bucky Cap? These days, Bucky Cap, by the way, has largely been supplanted. When they introduced the Vulcan body, they were calling it the new Bucky Cap. But it really, I think the Sunfire body mold, and now the pinless version of that now, I think that really is the true inheritor of the Bucky Cap, sort of, well, what are we going to put this figure on? Well, the good molds are busy. They're in production on a better figure, a better character. So we'll just throw it on a Bucky Cap. And I think that, Bucky Cap, I think, has been retired after the shame and disgrace that was that Squadron Supreme 2-pack with the Hyperion and the Dr. Spectrum. And Dr. Spectrum was just the shitty last gasp of the Bucky Cap body, that 2012 Bucky Cap body. And there he is, Jamie Madrox. He's an army builder because he is multiple man. His superpower is that when he experiences kinetic energy, like somebody punches him in the face or he falls on the floor or whatever, he splits into multiple men. This guy and this guy, these are all supposed to be the same face. Although I think only the two faces with the headgear really look the same. This one reminds me of either a young Reed Richards or Peter Parker. That's what I get off of that particular head sculpt. And actually, that's a good 10 to 15% of why I reacquired this originally 1999 figure today, was because I want that head, possibly for a young Reed Richards in my Fantastic Forever display, which is sort of the Fantastic Four from various times and multiverses and planets and so forth, to try to have a wide swath of Fantastic Four characters. And I think that would work as a young Reed Richards. No? What do you think? Definitely looks a little Peter Parker-y too. If I was really good at painting, I might if I was any good at painting, I might repaint that hair blonde and use that as a Ben Reilly head, because it's close enough to the Peter Parker head sculpt, I think, that came with the Spider-Man and Mary Jane 2-pack back in 2016 or 2017, whenever that was. And then the Renew Your Vows with Spinneret. They reused that head sculpt in that one, adding the digital face printing. These heads do not have digital face printing. These were all painted at the factory. And most of the reviews that I've watched of this, and in fact, the original one that I had, the yellow paint on the chest was very fuzzy. And I see a little tiny bit of fuzz here, but for the most part, this is pretty sharp. The angles and shapes seem to be correct. It looks like there's at least a second coat of yellow on there, which, hides a multitude of sins. So that looks pretty good. He's got the blue gloves. Oh, the jacket. So the body is Bucky Cap. The heads were all new for this figure, which again I think was a 2017 release. The Build-A-Figure was Apocalypse. Here's Apocalypse's leg, and that is probably all that I will ever have of building that Apocalypse. I used to have all the pieces, and I didn't like Apocalypse, so I got rid of them. Now I kind of wish I had them. I've got 4 shelves of villains now. Could really use a Marvel Legends Apocalypse action figure. Obsession. Anyway, so the heads were new at the time of the release of this Multiple Man. The body is the same old Bucky Cap that was widely in use from 2012 through probably 20. I don't know, when did that Dr. Spectrum come out? 2022, 2023. And then I think they retired it in favor of the pinless Sunfire mold, which is better than Bucky Cap. It's more posable. It has butterfly joints. This is not a superposable figure by any stretch of the imagination. There are no butterfly joints. It has the coat, the overcoat of that belonged to Nick Fury and the Red Skull, and I think Spider-Man Noir, and possibly a couple other characters. Gambit, of course, I think had this coat too, if I recall correctly. And then, but the arms, this was the first time that they didn't use the janky Nick Fury arms that you couldn't get down to his sides. I believe these arms will go down a little lower than they appear in the box. These arms are a reuse of the Netflix Punisher arms, that first John Bernthal Punisher that I think came out in 2016, which was also, by the way, since we have that body right here. That was reused for the Captain. And this is a kit bash that I did on the Captain body. So you'll see these arms are the same. They're just different color. But the coat is different. This is the short coat from the Netflix Punisher, because this figure originally was almost completely just a reissue of the Netflix Punisher with a different head and different footwear. I added, by the way, the other day, a robot arm to this character's right hand. Well, it's supposed to be the arm under the coat. It's all an illusion, really. But that is from the, was it the animated Ultron? I think. I don't know. Anyway, this is the arm that came with it. It was something I opened recently that I don't care about at all. But I did think I would repurpose it for my kit bashed Star-Man here, because I think that he should have a robot arm. Because as I've mentioned before, my 3 greatest interests in superhero fiction and science fiction, guys with robot arms, time travelers, and evil clones or evil twins. So Star-Man is here now with his robot arm. And if this thing was just a little thicker, that's what she said. There we go. This accessory that he has, by the way, his little staff, actually originally came from a Playmates Star Trek figure. So, you can't blame Hasbro for that one. But I think it looks pretty good for Star-Man. And while we have you here, the head is from the Commander Rogers from 2022 or 2023. That one right there in the middle. The goggles are from some G.I. Joe Classified series character. A lot of the characters come with goggles. That hand, I think, is from the animated Ultron, the What If Ultron, Ultimate Ultron. I don't know. I could be wrong. And then everything else is just the stock figure of the Captain from Next Wave Agents of Hate. There's two of them right there in the center. Love the Captain. When they were cheap at Ollie's, I bought three. Because it was originally a $120 box set. That was the Elvis MODOK box set, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I believe. And I just couldn't believe that you could get the Netflix Punisher body for kit bashes for $30 at Ollie's. But for a while there, you could. So I got three of them. And Star Dash Man is my kit bashed one. And then I have the other two over here are just currently busy being the Captain. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, Jamie Madrox, Multiple Man. 2017 on this, I believe. Could have been late 2016. But I think it was 2017. Other figures in the wave included the very first modern Hasbro Tiger Stripe Wolverine, often mistakenly called the Jim Lee Wolverine, but it's actually the John Byrne Wolverine that Jim Lee copied in his run on X-Men, because Jim Lee, I don't think, ever had an original idea of his own artistically, but clearly all of his artwork, especially when inked by Scott Williams, it was just sort of a more lifeless version of what Byrne and Austin were doing on Uncanny X-Men in the late 70s and early 80s. Then there was a really crappy Magneto, in this Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. The first, oh God, what's he called? Does it say on there? Gladiator. Yeah, I couldn't remember. It's really tiny letters. Yeah, there we go. Gladiator, who was a Superman avatar that was part of the Shi'ar Imperial Guard, which was a thinly disguised Legion of Superheroes sort of homage. DC's Legion of Superheroes, so he was sort of the Superman / Superboy version, the Marvel version of that. Other Marvel avatars of Superman besides Gladiator include the Sentry, and of course, I've already mentioned him, Hyperion. Thank you. Another figure in the wave was the Sabretooth. I think that was the first appearance Sabretooth, although maybe that was the bigger one on the original Hyperion body mold, now that I think about it. Yeah, I think it might have been. Storm with the Mohawk. This is not the Bloodstorm that I have, who is a vampire. That was a reissue or a remake of this Storm, which was still her in her human form. Then, of course, Jamie Madrox, and everybody's favorite there at the end, Psylocke. And if you're keeping count at home, originally I had, when I bought this wave in 2017, I think it was, I bought Wolverine. I still have two of those in my collection, the Apocalypse Wave Wolverines. I did buy that Magneto, don't have it anymore. Did buy that Gladiator, don't have it anymore. Did buy that Sabretooth, don't have it anymore. Did buy that Storm, don't have it anymore. Did buy Multiple Man back then, got rid of it, and I just bought another one today, so I got that back. And then Psylocke, I don't think I ever bought Psylocke. I don't think I did. And I don't think I ever finished this, the Build-A-Figure. I probably traded it or sold it, traded off the pieces or sold it off to somebody. But the idea with this, of course, it's an army builder, and they're laying a pretty good case for that here on the side of the box. And in the box, because he has three heads, all of whom are supposed to be the same character, Jamie Madrox. And the idea is that you would buy at least three so that you could use the different heads, because his superpower is to be more than one of himself. So you could make 3 multiple mans, or 5 multiple mans, or 10 multiple mans, however many you wanted to army build. I know Shartivus Prime, I just rewatched his review today. He said he was going to get 5. That seems like a good number of multiple men. I'm probably going to just stick with this one. I'm probably not going to get 4 more. I mean, if I could find 2 more at a better price, maybe I would. But, yeah, this was so expensive that Bruce Banner has had an aneurysm. So you wouldn't like him when he has an aneurysm. All right, Bruce. You okay there, buddy? Here's your book. All right. And then, I don't know. People sometimes when they're showing a figure in the box, they have a little setup of figures around it, and I just thought, well, I'd put my mad scientists here looking at their various equipment and having a conversation, and I was just trying to be, add a little visual appeal as I discuss the purchase of this multiple man. I'm not going to open it right now on camera or off camera and then show them to you out of the box. I want to just enjoy having it for a little while. I did look it up on eBay after I got it today, and I did find that apparently a lot of people are getting this on eBay using make offer, the make offer or best offer feature on eBay. So people are asking $70, $80 for it. On eBay, they're asking $70 or $80. But it looks like he's going, if you make an offer for $50 or $55 or $60, it looks like that's actually what people are getting for it. I got lucky. I've showed you this a number of times. The vintage toy store that I bought it, we have a pretty good relationship, very friendly owners, and they actually offered it to me for $65. It had been sitting on the shelves there for a while, and I had been looking at it. So I actually did pay $65, which is a few bucks, maybe $5 more than what it's going for on eBay. But now I don't have to sit and wait and hope that it shows up and hope that nothing was swapped or anything like that, so I have it. So I am perfectly happy having paid $65. This is one of the few Marvel Legends action figures on the Bucky Cap mold with this old single-jointed Punisher overcoat arms that aren't terribly posable, with a little tiny Bucky Cap feet in there. This might be the only figure with all of those flaws, the Bucky Cap, tiny feet, and the lack of articulation and flexibility. But visually, I mean, come on, he is stunning. He is just a stunning piece. He's going to look great on my X-Men shelf. I did just redo my X-Men shelf recently and move all the villains off of it onto a designated villains shelf. So I have some space to add some more X-Men. I've always loved Multiple Man as a character, going back to reading that fabled late 70s, early 80s Claremont Byrne, Austin Ween, and Orzechowski run of Uncanny X-Men from, roughly issue, and Dave Cockrum, too, before he was replaced by John Byrne. So, what was it, Giant Size X-Men #1, and then it went into X-Men number 94, and then that run continued until, 143 or 144 was Byrne's last issue, that Kitty Pryde versus the Alien issue. And then my interest in the title kind of went downhill fast after that, although I do love the Paul Smith run. I think Paul Smith was a fantastic and, in this day and age, underappreciated X-Men artist. He did some great work on there. But anyway, yeah, I've liked Jamie Madrox, Multiple Man. I've liked him, I think, since the first time that I ever encountered him in a comic, whenever that would have been. I think maybe it was on Muir Island during one of the X-Men's many visits there. I think Madrox is Scottish, because if it's not Scottish, it's crap. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe if he is, I got to look it up. If he is, maybe I'll stick him with Banshee, and they can hang around and trade haggis recipes. And then the unmasked head, I think I might use the smirky face for the figure on the shelf rather than the sort of I really need to poop face. But the civilian unmasked, no headgear head, I really like that, and I really want to do something with it. I don't know if I'm going to, stick it on a mad scientist body or one of my many Peter Parker, retro Peter Parker bodies. I've got 4 or 5 of those that could take a new head. I think he might be good for a slightly older, more mature Peter Parker, or as I say, a younger, no gray hair at the temples, Reed Richards. What's your thoughts? Tell me down in the comments what you would do with this unmasked Jamie Madrox head, which I have always regretted getting rid of when I sold or traded off this figure, because it is one of the better, for a head that's like 9 years old now, that's one of the better pre-digital face print heads in the, see, looks like Peter Parker from that angle, am I right? Oh, that's right, I used to use this head as my Richard Parker Peter Parker's dad, who was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay. It's all coming back to me now, friends. It's all coming back to me now. He might end up on one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. 3-pack bodies. I might have to sacrifice a Dum Dum Dugan or a Clay Quartermain or a Gabe Jones to get my Richard Parker, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, that might be what we end up doing with this. And of course, Multiple Man himself in his overcoat and with his sardonic, smirking face that reminds me a great deal of somebody I knew in college, actually. That Multiple Man will end up on the shelf. And the other head, I'm going to get a whole other character out of that head. I'm telling you. That was, so I said 15 to 20% or 10 to 15% of the reason I got it was that head. I'm going to bump it up to like 40 because I definitely can get a second character on my shelf by kit bashing that head onto a body that I already have and making it worth the not $75 but $65 that I paid for this figure. And again, speaking as someone suffering from an action figure obsession, it's such a comfort to me to know that it's only maybe $5 over what people are actually buying it with using the make offer feature on eBay. They're paying like $60 for it, $55, $60. I paid $65. And again, I have it in my hand. See right here. Here's my hand. Here's the figure. I have it. It's right here. I don't have to wait for it. I don't have to wait for it and hope it isn't damaged in shipping. I don't have to wait for the porch pirates to grab it. It's here. Sometimes it's worth an extra $5 or $10. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. You know, that's what that saying means. It's something I just made up. And this bird is back in my hands after almost a decade. Jamie Madrox, Multiple Man, X Factor. Here he is. Grail, Reacquired. That's it. That's it. Cut. We'll do it live. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. That helps other action figure collectors and people interested in this sort of nonsense to find my channel and action figure obsession. If you have any comments or thoughts or observations or questions, leave them below in the comments field. And if you haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. And when you do, ring the notification bell so that YouTube informs you every time I upload a new video here on the Avian and Loaded channel and Action Figure Obsession. Is that everything? I think that's all the stuff. I think that's it. So that's all I have to say. As a bonus, though, we'll give you a little work table update, and hopefully nobody gets knocked over. There have been a few minor changes. My second copy of the Hood is hanging out on a flight stand over here, raining terror down on some folks. There's some kit bashes over here, some Black Widows, some Tracksuit Mafia guys, Bullseye. This is my Yelena Belova Red Widow kit bash that I put together. This is one of my favorite kit bashes of the year. I just think it looks friggin' spectacular. This was originally that Red Widow. The body is the Red Widow that came in the was it the Zabu Build-A-Figure wave, I think? With the head from the was it the Thunderbolts, Yelena Belova, with the really pale skin. So I've been waiting for the right body that doesn't have an exposed neck, because this head is very problematic trying to match it to any other flesh tone on any other Marvel Legend. But this mostly red body, absolutely perfect. This is, I believe, the Shriek body mold, which added the bicep articulation. It's a very, very solid feeling figure. It's not fragile. It's not lightweight. It's a nice figure, especially once you get that hard plastic candy shell off of it, that stupid cape that they put on her. And I love the idea of Yelena Belova as a Red Widow. I think it looks great. And her rifle comes from G.I. Joe Classified. I think it originally belonged to a Cobra Viper, if I recall correctly. So she's over here. Eventually she'll make her way into my displays. But I don't know if there's some remnants of my Marvel vs. Capcom display that I dismantled to move my my villains into their own shelves. I know 4 shelves of Marvel Legend villains. Part of that was dismantling the Marvel vs. Capcom display that I had been working on. But I was never wholly invested in that anyway. But these 3, Cap and War Machine and Iron Man, they were all On that shelf, there's Kazar. Oh, that's the Marvel vs. Capcom Venom from that same shelf. There's a Marvel Select Captain America back there. And Monica Rambeau and Deadpool. There's Bullseye and Cletus Cassidy. And what else have we got going on here? As somebody asked me in the comments on Reddit the other day, Billy, why does your mom let you have 2 Mr. Knights? And the answer is, because I always eat my vegetables. That's the answer to that question. So I'm just giving you a look at what's on the work table right now. What am I thinking about? What am I doing? I got to fix those Buckies. They fell down. One of them fell off the glider here, and the other one went down when that one fell off. And, Captain America's all hanging out. Some Logans and Spinneret hanging around back there. Don't ask them what they're up to. That's nobody's business. They're all consenting adults. And, as usual, Captain America Town here. And, so that's basically your quick overview of the work table here at Action Figure Obsession on the Avian and Loaded channel. So I already asked you to do all the things, the YouTube rigmarole, as the 5 Points of Articulation channel says. Please do all that stuff. It really does help collectors to find my channel, and it's always nice when people that are interested in what I'm doing actually subscribe and comment and let me know what they think and tell me, how much are you paying for action figures these days? And again, it was only $65, thanks to the kindness and generosity of the vintage toy store owner, from whom today I reacquired this once and future Grail. Jamie Madrox, Multiple Man, from the Marvel's Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Wave, I think 2017. I bet $5 on it that it was 2017, but probably not 10. Not totally confident, you know how it is. So thanks for joining me for this quick look. It's not really quick. It was almost a half an hour there, Mr. Loaded. What are you talking about? But thank you, anyway, for spending almost a half an hour of your day with me, catching up on all the action figure news here at Action Figure Obsession. And I will see you on the next video.